go.
And this is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose. Tired of the same emotional politics that lead nowhere? Emotional Politics, Logical Failure by Damon K. Jones is the book Black America needs right now. It exposes the lies, challenges the gatekeepers, and calls for real strategy, not just symbolism. Power starts with truth. On sale now and available in audiobook on Amazon.
Tolerance is for Cowards by Damon K. Jones. This book is not anti-police, it's pro-community. Discover how the extended policing strategy empowers you to demand real public safety, justice, and accountability from your local police department. Because the Black community deserves good policing. On sale now on Amazon and Audible. Discover Jesus and Divine Black Masculinity by Damon K. Jones. This a bold blueprint to restore faith, manhood, and purpose in Black America. Because the Black community needs good Black men. Available now on Amazon. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others who need to hear the truth. And for exclusive content and behind the scenes access, join the Black Westchester Magazine YouTube membership club today. Your support helps us keep independent Black media strong. This Valentine's Day, make it sweet with Cupcake Cutie Boutique. They're serving fresh hand-dipped chocolate-covered strawberries, perfect for date night, gifts, or a treat for yourself. For a limited time, order through DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Grubhub, and get 20% off our chocolate-covered strawberries. Love should taste this good. But don't wait, this Valentine's Day deal won't last long. On Wednesday, January 28th, at Mount Vernon, New York City Hall, law enforcement and the community are coming together at Mount Vernon City Hall to stand with Officer Derek Williams, a 19-year police veteran battling kidney failure after contracting COVID while protecting the city. A press conference begins at 6:30 p.m., followed by the City Council meeting at 7 p.m. Join us to demand that Mount Vernon follow state and federal laws protecting officers who contracted COVID-19 during the pandemic. Call 914-665-2300 to sign up to speak, in person or via Zoom. Silence protects failure. Presence demands accountability. Are you ready to put your brand in front of the people who matter? Black Westchester Magazine is your platform. With over 90,000 monthly website readers and more than 250,000 YouTube viewers every month, we give your business unmatched exposure. From email blasts straight to our subscribers, to video commercials, website promotions, and targeted campaign, we've got the tools to help you connect, engage, and grow. Whether you're a local business, a national brand, a rising entrepreneur, or just promoting an upcoming event, Black Westchester is where culture, community, and commerce meet. Contact us today or scan the QR code and start building with us. Don't just advertise, be part of the movement, be part of Black Westchester, be Blacktastic.
Peace and blessings, everybody. What's happening? This is Damon K. Jones, and welcome to the Publisher's Desk. It's the first one for the year 2026, and I got my brothers here, and I think it's great for them to come on so we can have this conversation and review 2025. 2025 was a crazy year. Black politics and community activism and everything. The White House and they snatching presidents from other countries and we having a good time, man. You know, so we wanted to talk about it because I think, you know, I wish I would have brought Conrad. I was told Conrad to come on the show. So Corey and Conrad go at it next time. If Conrad is watching next time, brother, I gotta get you on the show. I gotta get you and Corey on the show, man.
That's my brother, man. That's my brother. We finished. We finished now. I got what I wanted. I won.
But you know, it was entertaining to see y'all go back and forth on Facebook, you know, about Eric Adams and Mandami. Yeah, Mandami pulled it off, but I really think me and Charles were talking earlier. Let's start with Mandami, right? No, let's talk. Let's start with Eric. It's bittersweet, because Eric did what many Black law enforcement, what we talked about, especially in New York, not really in other states, about using, our law enforcement experience and what the work we've done for the community to roll it over into the political space, and Eric was the most successful out of any of us that tried. I mean, he got to be the mayor of New York, and that is an accomplishment in itself. But once he got there, everybody was scratching their head at a lot of the decisions that he was making, and the people that he had around him, and I'm saying this out of love. What's up, Terry? I'm saying this out of love because, I mean, that was a reflection of all Black law enforcement. What we could do, outside of the badge, and understanding the ills of our community and turning it into policy. So, I wasn't really thrilled with some of the people that he had around him, and the outcomes showed for itself. What do you think, Corey?
Yeah, that Negro lost his mind. He went in there and went crazy. He went in there and lost his damn mind. That's why you can't give Negroes no power, man. They lose their damn mind. Administration, half the administration is under indictment, had to resign or still being investigated right now. Some very close friends is jammed up, like my man Timmy Pearson. Good guy, man. He jammed up.
They got Pearson. They got Pearson doing some shady stuff, allegedly.
Right. Yeah, allegedly they all did some shady stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It's just crazy, man. You would think the second Black man, everybody was rooting for him to win. For me, and I tell Charles this all the time, he should have had 2 terms and then had a conversation with Chuck Schumer and walk right into the Senate seat. That's exactly should have been his role. It would have been so. That writing was on the wall, but he wanted to be smoking cigars, drinking Hennessy in a barbershop at 2:00 in the morning. He want to be down at Zona de Cuba and hanging out at Jimmy's Cafe. And this dude,
but listen, man,
I knew.
But could he do that and still do the work?
Him.
Could he do that and still do the work? You know what I'm saying? Why
he couldn't? You can't.
Well, come on. Let's be real. He could have done that if he had the right people covering his back.
Exactly.
I would say that. He admitted himself that he made mistakes. He put trust into the wrong people, and the wrong people let him down. They came in with their own personal agendas, or they had other ideas, and they didn't held up to what it should have been. And I guess people was more worried about their pockets versus what they was getting paid. And that's probably what happened. And you have to keep in mind, let's go back to the very beginning. 4 years ago when Eric won, the question everybody should ask, was Eric the choice of the people? I mean, Eric won when they came out with ranked choice. No one really knew how the ranked choice was going to work in the beginning. And somehow he got in based on how a lot of confusion. It was a lot of confusion in dealing with the ranked choice because a lot of people didn't know how it was going to work. And Eric, even back then, Eric had a lot of forces going against him because he wasn't the choice of the progressive movement at that time because they wanted other individuals. But he won. He got in, and then, he admitted himself that he made bad mistakes, and he had the wrong people in there covering his back.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think Corey got something else to say, but go right ahead, Corey, because it sounds like you waiting.
No, I'm just listening. I mean, listen, y'all. I publicly see y'all already know. Like, I don't be talking behind people back. I'm putting it in the streets. So I was very vocal about my disappointment. I mean,
True.
So was
about the
I.
man from
So
No,
so
I think a lot.
Yeah,
I
we
think a
all.
lot
Yeah,
of us.
we
yeah,
all.
we all were.
A lot of us was disappointed. I mean, what am I mad at him? No, I ain't gonna go say all of that. Disappointed, yes, because as Damon said in the very beginning, out of us, he went the furthest. He went the furthest. He was like that light a lot of us looked up to and supported to make sure one of us did get that far. Now,
Right.
did he make bad mistakes?
And then what happened when he got there? And then when he got
made
there,
bad
what
mistakes. He
person
made bad.
that was with him? What person that was with him in the 90s was in his administration?
And
Name
that
me.
and
Don't
none
get
of
me
them.
lying.
There wasn't nobody, and that was the biggest problem. Listen,
Zero.
your man that you mentioned, he wasn't messing with Eric when Eric was out there. He wasn't at no press conferences. None of them Negroes were. When we was holding Eric down in 100 Blacks, when he was doing, he put none of, even Banks. Banks wasn't out there with us, man. Like none of them dudes was rocking with us. Let's call it a spade. None of them were. And then he put them down, and I'm like, where did these dudes come from? Exactly. Where did these dudes come from? And I'm like, well, it is what it is, man. And then I keep it 100. When I saw that he had Ingrid further away from him, I knew it was over, brother. Because you ain't had no real person that was sincere about having your back, because she had your back from the beginning. What, you fell over, man? He got the phone.
Corey, you there?
My whole operation falling over.
No, don't tell
I'm
me
here.
Eric done ran up on you over there.
My whole operation falling apart.
But you know what I'm saying? Like I saw it, and I just hope for the better, and that'll work out. But unfortunately,
listen, let me tell you. Listen, I can understand you make one or two mistakes, but I don't know no mayor in the history of mayoral shit that would have kept Jeff Madry on that job. All right. I don't know what mayor would bring. Phil Banks was an unindicted co-conspirator. I still don't even know what the hell that means, but just knowing that, why would you bring him? Why would you even bring him in administration? Like,
exactly.
It's insane. Like, this dude was like, Eric was running it like Oprah Winfrey. Here, you get a job. Like Cash Doherty, John Shell. Like, John Shell shot and killed an unarmed black man in 2008 in the 6-7 precinct. Like, can you imagine in the 90s a white lieutenant would have killed a guy in broad daylight? Eric, we would have been storming the place. Like, this dude,
right?
Let me tell you, man, this dude, I have no words for him. I'm totally disappointed. I threw fundraisers for him, gave him money, the whole nine. I thought he was gonna do it. So after the first mistake, you're like, all right, he'd be all right. And it's truth be told, every time a police commissioner left after the first one walked out, I texted him. I said, yo, make me the PC. Make me the PC. Like, come on, like, you got the spot now. Let's go.
Right.
Crickets.
Right.
After the second one stepped down, I said, yo, make me the PC. Let's go. Crickets. Because he know I ain't no yes man. He don't want no, he just wanted people, like, I mean, this guy, Cash Doherty, went from detective to deputy mayor of public safety. So I'm talking to Phil Banks, and I'm saying, so you telling me Cash Doherty is on your level? Because y'all got the same position. You talking about a 30-year veteran, went from cop to 4-star chief, and this guy's a detective, and he's in your position. Like, stop, Phil. Y'all got to stop this bullshit. It was all cronyism, and I'm glad they was exposed for the bullshit, because they was off. You got to understand, he had the deputy mayor of public safety and the chief of department, both of them couldn't even testify in a court of law because they was caught lying on the stand. Both of them. That's insane.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
insane.
No, that's
so
crazy.
This was all about his leadership ability. I don't want to hear nothing else from nobody. This is all about Eric's leadership ability. So him to sit up there in front of the cameras with a pound puppy face, talk about I made some mistakes, motherfucker. You knew you made mistakes. I'm not sympathizing for you. You talk about 3.5 years into your term after you've been indicted 5 times. Now all of a sudden you made mistakes, man. Miss me with that bullshit.
But let me ask you a question. I got a question. I got a real question though. The question is, if Damian Williams didn't go after Eric, do you think Eric would have had a chance to get reelected?
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes back to the next part of the question. Do you think it was purposely done to go after him?
Yes.
To make sure that he doesn't get reelected because he wasn't the choice in the very beginning.
Yes, and I don't
believe it.
I believe it, and I think the Democratic Party was behind it. They never liked Eric because Eric was a fucking man. He was masculine. Look at just look around and look at our male elected officials and the masculinity. Put the masculinity meter on them, Corey.
Well, all I know is I know people who got parents that live down south, and they see their parents maybe every 2, 3, 4 years. This motherfucker went to Turkey 7 times in 2 years, and ain't no black population in Turkey. So I'm not trying to hear the bullshit, okay? There's no black people. Don't even see their parents that live down south Corey, 7 times in 2 years.
Corey,
Damon, I'm not. Y'all
no,
can't.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying. Wait. I'm not saying what he said. I'm not saying the things that he did don't have question marks, right?
But Charles was saying, do you think he made it too easy for them? It was just too fucking easy.
And that's my point. They didn't want. We know from Eric being in from the Senate days, right? They didn't really want him there. They didn't really want him there. They didn't really want him to be mayor. But he literally gave them a reason or assisted them on getting them out. Yes, I do believe it was some Democratic Party behind the scene. We got to destroy this dude, and also what he did with the Biden administration and the immigrants. Yo, we got to get this dude out of here. But he made it too easy for them, to do what they wanted to do. He should have known that from the beginning.
Even Timmy Pearson, that's my brother, one of my closest mentors. Once I saw that video with him fighting with security, I'm the mayor, I would have said, yo, you gotta go. Like,
exactly.
You gotta go. Like,
exactly.
And that's my man. you gotta go.
Yeah, but
I
got another question though. I got another question, and I want to change the subject a little bit and divert it away from Eric, because you touched on something, Damon, about the Democratic Party. So now you got the traditional or the moderates or the conservative Democrats, and now you got Democrat, socialist, progressive mayor.
Whatever the hell that is.
Well, I don't know. This is new to me. This is new.
It's new to me too.
A Democrat, socialist is really new to me. But again, is it going to work? I'm watching. I met with the brother, and he gives you a lot of he put it this way, he throw a lot of hope out there, and he throws a lot of sound bites. And I'm waiting to see how he delivers. But my question is still, is it going to help benefit, or somewhere along the line fill into the traditional Democratic Party? Or is there a change, or is it going to be a shift?
Well, I'm ABE, anybody but Eric, so it don't even fucking matter. I'm ABE, so he had to go. That dude had to go, man. His arrogance, his arrogance. Like he had to go. It was embarrassing. It was truly embarrassing watching the downfall. You talk about 4 deputy mayors step down in one day. That's historic, and that has never happened. 4 deputy mayors stepped down in one day. They was
but
that's
Corey,
enough.
I mean, don't you think maybe that was done by design? Because all 4 that stepped down were they leftovers from the de Blasio administration?
No. Chauncey,
I think they were.
No, Chauncey, he was a deputy mayor of public safety.
Again, but like I said, outside of him, the women. Let's look at the women. If I'm correct, unless I'm wrong, but if I'm correct, I think they all came from the de Blasio administration. Now, this is done purposely to hurt him more, or
he hurt himself. We can't, Charles. He had already hurt himself. He already was hurt. He was a wounded cat talking about he running, thinking people gonna give him money. It was over. It was already done by then. He was done. Let me tell you.
Oh, you talking about by time of the re-election? Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Well,
all I know is if he didn't have Donald Trump, I'm telling you right now, him and Puff Daddy be cellmates. I promise you that. It was. And remember, you gotta understand the day that Donald Trump gave him the pardon or whatever the hell he gave him, they had a whole nother indictment getting ready to come down. More charges.
Yeah, but Corey, maybe that could have been one of the mistakes he made when he should have cleaned house from de Blasio people and bring in his own.
You have to. You have to.
That's what Mandam is doing now. He cleaned house.
You have to clean house.
And
you have
maybe that was a mistake.
Well, not only he cleaned it, it's a difference. Clean the house and bringing in qualified personnel is 2 different things.
Well, he didn't clean house.
You could clean.
And he didn't bring qualified people. Well, he didn't bring people that had character and integrity in those positions.
Right.
It was a money grab. What I'm
right.
reading,
It was a money grab. It was a money grab. Listen, man. I saw when we was at the Black Caucus in Albany, I saw it, right? I said, man, this is just some old Negro bullshit.
Exactly.
I saw it, and I left it. I went about my business, man. But, dude, when we get in these positions, this is what happens in Black politics, right? When we get in these positions, when we have these opportunities, we miss it. Either we just manage, we don't change anything, we just manage it, or we just get crazy and the power goes to our head. And it's never in between. Like Charles, we had this conversation, and I think Corey, I had the conversation. When have we ever had Black people in charge of a police department and really put the policies and the procedures and the culture that we have talked about for the last 40-something years? What police department?
Or try to change it?
Exactly. What police department? It's never happened. We've been going to all these conferences. We've been doing all these speakings. We've been coming up with great policy. We've been doing all that. But when we get somebody that look like us in the position, they don't change it. They don't activate it. We never had an opportunity to do it.
Oh, that was the reason why you flipped on your man Thomas up there in Mount Vernon?
One of the reasons I'm holding this one here. The next one. I hold them all accountable. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Corey, look what they did to you. You had the paperwork. They didn't want you because you was going to change stuff. Corey had the paperwork in his hand to be hired. And they flipped on him just like that.
Yeah.
Mount Vernon, they flipped on him just like that. And it's sad when you have a Black mayor, majority Black city council, and then you have a police department that the DOJ comes in and said they were violating Black people's rights. How does that look for us?
It looks
That's right.
bad. Looks bad when we're in a position to make change,
We can't
and we
scream
don't.
at the white man. We do it to ourselves.
So yeah, it looks bad. It looks bad when we are in position to affect change and we don't do anything.
Well, I know we probably won't see another black man in New York City for 40 years because of this idiot. That's crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be a long road. A long road.
I think we need to change up on the next topic.
So no, let's say, but what do we think? Like, what the hell is Mandami going to do? Because he was talking about letting everybody out of jail, which is crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the shit. Let's be 100, Corey. Some of the shit he was saying, it's like, yo, bro, what are you doing?
But yo, Dave. But listen, I wasn't even mad at him. He throwing all the meat out to get elected. Now he's in the seat. Now he got to understand. You can't do all this. You can't do all this crazy stuff. The only person can do crazy stuff is called Donald Trump. That's the only person can do something crazy.
Yeah, he's got to.
He needs the city council. He needs the city council.
He's going to need more than that. He's going to have to deliver because he made a lot of promises.
Damien was talking about free buses.
No, he has no control over that. The buses
he don't have control over it.
No, article came out today and it talked about how much money the state made off congestion pricing. They made over $500 million off congestion pricing for that short window they had this year here. Now,
that's not even the whole year.
No, right, exactly. But the thing is now is that that money is not going to be used to allow people to ride buses for free. No. That's going to be really, really hard. And in order for him to try to be able to create that kind of event to ride for free, he's going to have to either raise property taxes or he's going to have to raise taxes in the city, and somebody's going to have to pay for it in order to get people to ride for free. I'm telling you now, somewhere along the line, somebody's going to have to come out of their pocket. So
it's going to be the middle class.
But no, every time, right? Us. You're talking about the working class.
It's going to be the working class. It's always
I wouldn't
the working.
even say middle class. I would say the working class. So, because the governor is not going to give that away for free. She's trying to generate more revenue for the MTA. So, that's not going to happen. And then his next issue is going to be dealing with housing and homelessness. Because those are big items that's going to be really, really pushed. Right now, he's trying to affect some changes with the rent boards, trying to talk about getting them to freeze the stuff, to freeze the rents, or either stabilize it to where it's at now. This way it won't go up for a certain period of time. But in order to do that, he's going to have to replace people on that board that was appointed by Eric and also by de Blasio prior before he came in, because all of that has to be changed, and it has to be dealt with in a different way in order to get that affected. When now you're talking about closing Rikers or either dealing with Rikers, 2027, forget about. That was already been discussed, already been talked about. It'll never happen.
But I thought it was a law.
No, it was a knee-jerk reaction that made that law without people sitting down thinking about the realistic things about how can that work.
So how they going to repeal it if it's a law?
But they can't repeal it. Or what they can do is sit on it and try to amend it. That's the best they can do. It was legislation that was already passed. The thing is now is that it's not going to happen. The borough facilities won't even be built by 2027. So forget about closing Rikers and moving people off there. The first thing, if I was working for the brother and if I was in there talking to him, the first thing I would tell him he needs to do is to fix Rikers first. There are systemic issues. There are other problems that are going on Rikers that needs to be dealt with first. And then he needs to prepare for the close. And then he needs to sit down and get realistic dates and times for when that can actually happen. The smartest thing he can do is go back to city council and sit down with them and say, listen, 2027 is not going to happen. Let's try to look at 2030, 2035, somewhere around that time where we can set things up to allow that transition to happen. But otherwise than that, it's not going to happen. He's going to have to deal with a large number of homeless people out there in the street and dealing with the mental health. Those is going to be his biggest hurdles he's going to have to fight with for the next couple of years. Because regardless how much he says he don't want to lock up people or he don't want to chase the homeless people out from underneath the highways and stuff, he got to be able to find a place to put them people somewhere. Otherwise than that, they are not going to go anywhere, and it's just going to increase.
Well, hey Damon, how could people? What's the link for people to go to watch this show? Where can
they could go to Black Westchester YouTube.
Black Westchester YouTube. All right.
Yep. Black Westchester YouTube. Black Westchester Magazine YouTube.
Yeah, I seen Terry Watson name popped up a couple of times.
Yeah. He's watching. Terry's watching. Yeah. So, but the homelessness is a big problem. Because we remember the old ecosystem was to put them in jail, right? You put them in jail. They get 3 hots in a cot. They get their medication. They get all that. Now with bail reform, they can't even break a window and get in the wintertime.
Yeah, but the biggest problem. They
don't go to jail.
No, you're right. But the problem they're having is that under the Cuomo era, they closed all those state facilities. All those mental health state facilities were shut down.
And the jail became the new. The jail became the new
mental health institutions.
Exactly.
And that was the biggest mistake they could have ever done. The smartest thing they could do now, if somebody got this man's ear, the new mayor's ear, what he should be doing is talking to Hochul about opening up some of those mental health institutions. And there are ways of doing it where it would benefit the numbers on Rikers. It would bring those numbers down. And also it would help prepare him for when it's time to close, if that happened. Because now you would take a lot of those mental health people off Rikers and the ones in the street, and you would give them a place to go.
No, I mean, yeah. Or just convert a whole, or just like convert a whole wing, like, because you're gonna have to put all you have to put all the services that they usually have in the jail now. You got to put them in the new mental health facilities, right?
Yeah, but how you deal? But you got to find out ways of dealing with the people that are still on the street, the ones that are not committing crimes. So what happens? See, a lot of the problem is, Charles, what if they don't want to go nowhere? See, because the sad part about it is these shelters are dangerous, right? True. And you got these municipalities, dude, in Westchester, they pay $4,000 a month per person to live on a cot. That's a mortgage.
I got a couple of cots over here. I got some room.
Yo, they spending money like that for them to even stay at the hotels.
Exactly.
So the thing is now is that, again, like I said before, if they were smart, somewhere along the line between the city and the state, they should be sitting down talking to people about opening back up these institutions and having these people evaluated. And offer them ways where they can come off the street and go into these places and be evaluated and assessed the right way. And also, if they can't, because you're right, people don't want to go to the shelters or to the institutions either. You'd be surprised how many of them feel safe sleeping on the street.
And on the street, then in the shelter. Absolutely.
You're right. So the thing is now is that they got to come up with some kind of creative ways to get these people into places where they can be assessed. And then everybody's talking about creating housing. Eric talked about creating 5,000 units or something like that, or 50,000 units, he said. I think the number was, or whatever the number is. Mandami is saying the same thing about creating these large numbers of housing units and stuff. But this is not today. We need this stuff now.
Yeah. That's 20 years from now.
Yeah,
10
the
years.
issue is now we
And
don't
a
know
lot of
what
people
20
don't want
years
to
is
build,
going to
but a
happen.
lot of people don't want to build in New York no more. It's just too expensive to build.
No, but these places are sitting closed up. You
Well-
have the facilities on Long Island that are closed up. You got one right there, right off Roosevelt Island, and right there off Ward Island that is closed up. They closed up the G building in Brooklyn that was dealing with the mental health. It's all over the place. It's just that they decided to shut down because they don't want to spend the money. The issue is now that people got to stop being cheap, dig in the pockets, and they got to spend some of that money.
But then your tax is going to go up.
Well, they're going up regardless. They're going up regardless.
Exactly. So you might as well get the actual services that's needed, because the tax is going to go up. Because a lot of the things that I heard he said, he was talking about doing, where are you going to get the money from?
Well, they're going to raise the taxes. Property taxes in New York City it's going to go up. I'm going to tell you right now. I mean, they're not properly balanced anyway. You got people in the poor neighborhoods paying more property taxes than those in the richer neighborhoods. And that's all over the place. But the thing is now is that they need to come in and probably reassess all of New York City in order to be able to balance out the taxes and make sure people are paying it properly. But it's a whole lot of things going on. Right now, and also there are tons of money that are going out to the non-for-profits. People need to look back at that and find out if some of those non-for-profits are actually serving the communities. They need to look at the funding that's going there. Are they really, really serving the communities, or people are just getting paid? Those are the things that should be looked at. They should be really, really looked at, because a lot of our money that the city takes is going right into these non-for-profits. And the thing is now is that, and I'm not knocking no one, and I ain't hating or trying to throw anybody under the bus, but I've seen some of them that ain't doing anything at all. It's no more than a revolving door for them to make money.
Well, yeah. Well, look at the COPA law. Like if that, I mean, Eric vetoed it, but if that goes through, if they override the veto or they pass it again and the Mandami signs it, they'll do like how are you forced to sell your property to a
non-for-profit? A non-for-profit. That it's not going to work. I can see lawsuits, people dragged into court behind that if it passes. I mean,
the city council passed it. Let's see what happens.
You talking about something you worked. You talking about something
Exactly.
you worked hard to build up, to gain equity in it, to gain value in it, and now all of a sudden I can't sell it to the way I want. I have to follow rules and give it to people where I may have to receive something less than what it's valued at. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's not going to work.
And it affects Black folks because a lot of times, especially in the 5 boroughs, is Black people that get the 3, 4, 5 family homes to build equity to you know what I'm saying? So it's just like to pass that is insane. But I mean, these are the policies that I basically don't agree with. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff, but the reality is, can you make it happen? And then let's see what the outcomes are.
Well, listen, for me, man, damn you, let's see, look, after 4 years of chaos that we just went through, I say, let's get a man a chance. Let's see.
Agree. We agree.
We do the 90-day mark, and then we do a 6-month mark.
The 100-day, you do the 100-day mark.
But let me tell you,
to see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
But let me tell you the old saying of my political mentor. He used to always say, it's better to deal with the devil you know than the devil you don't. Because you know what you was going to get with Eric. You knew what you was going to get with Cuomo. You don't know See, here we have no clue what we're gonna get from Mandami the next year.
Well, listen,
no-
you can't.
Well-
you know what? He can't get lower than the devil because the devil is at the bottom of the ground. So he even gonna be between God and the devil. And I'm hoping he halfway. Okay. So we had the devil for the past 4 years. We had somebody running around telling everybody, I'm the mayor. I'm the mayor. I'm the motherfucker. We elected you. We know. We already know you the mayor. You ain't got to keep telling people, I'm the mayor. I'm the mayor.
Well, put it this way. No, Corey, you're right. You definitely right. You got to give him a chance. You got to see what happens. You know, you give him that window of 100 days or even 6 months or 1 year. I mean, I agree. And when I talked to him and I spoke to his people and I said the same thing. I'm going to fall back. I'm not going to attack you or challenge you or anything. I'm going to wait and see. And I hope and pray the best. That's the best I can say. But I'll probably be one of the first ones to jump up there to go after him the moment he screw up.
Yeah.
Oh no,
and he go in the wrong direction.
I want to know why Damon the only one got his Twitter handle up there. He ain't got my Twitter handle on there. And we just normal people. We just normal people, Charles. You know, everything. This whole channel is about Damon Jones.
You gotta rename yourself, Corey.
Listen, man. When you log in, you put your thing in, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you
where
don't do that. Yeah.
Oh, that's where you gotta put the handle. Okay.
Yeah,
You can do it, Corey. You still
trying to
could.
be funny, man.
I stand to
Corey,
be corrected.
You can hit those 3 dots and rename yourself.
Yeah, you get the dots, man. Yup.
I stand to be corrected. Well, I'm about to hit my damn dots.
Yeah, you can edit your name right there. Hit the dots and edit your name, man.
Yo, you got Terry Watson.
You worried about what I'm doing.
Watson laughing like crazy.
Yo, AJ said the funniest thing when me and Corey at a press conference, right? Between me and him is the best of the hip hop quotables. Right, because he said, both of y'all be trying to do the best sound bites.
Yeah, listen, you got to do the sound bites, and I'm gonna say this. And you know where I learned that? I'm gonna promise you this. I learned that from Eric Adams.
Absolutely, we all did.
He said, "Yo, you." People speaking, and it's gonna be one soundbite. You gotta say the craziest shit in the press conference.
And Eric's like, yo, and when you try to hold something in your hand, man, they always
a prop. You know you got the prop, you good.
And this is why, if you watching, this is why we had so much hope in you, because you taught us a lot of the things that helped you get where you was at, bro. And the fact that you got there, and I love you, man, but you lost your goddamn mind when you got up in there, man. You lost your goddamn mind.
Well, look, I'm praying again, like Charles said, that this new guy, he comes in there. I'm waiting to see who he make his deputy mayor of public safety. I'm hoping that it's going to be Rodney Harrison, former chief of department, somebody that's well polished, making he went from cop to chief of department and was police commissioner in Suffolk County. He broke that case out in what's the name of that beach? Gilgo Beach.
Gilgo Beach. Yeah, he did.
So
but
Corey,
but the key thing in being deputy mayor for public safety, and I'm not talking bad, Rodney. I truly believe he's a well polished brother. Very
he's polished.
Yeah, he's well experienced. My only advice to him would be to get to know the other agencies outside of PD. Because the whole time under Eric, everything was only focused towards PD.
Exactly.
There were several law enforcement agencies where
they felt they was ostracized.
They were just ostracized. They were totally forgotten.
Yeah.
You had probation over there where your girl was over there running amok, and nobody says 2 words about that. And then in the meantime, you still had people in correction that just wasn't doing the right thing, and it was falling apart. You had issues over in the fire department. They brought in the cat who played with fire engine trucks and never had any fire experience, and he ran that whole agency.
Yeah.
And now he's attacking Mandami.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's now that I mean, I can take you throughout the spectrum in the different law enforcement agencies in the city. Where so I just hope if Rodney does get the job, and I hope he does, I hope he takes some time to sit down to get to know those other agencies and don't be a one-trick pony. Because
listen,
Deputy
I know.
Mayor, because public safety is bigger than NYPD.
Of
It has
course,
to encompass
I'm just saying,
everyone, and everyone has to be treated fairly.
Knowing Rodney since 1992, very intimately, his family, my family, the guy, like, he don't really turn those stones, man. He's gonna do it. It's gonna be such a fresh air, like, from Cash Door. Like, this shit is crazy, man. I just saw an interview yesterday with former Chief DeBozo, John Shell, and the other clown, Tariq Shepard. They in there talking all this stuff about Mayor Mandami. And I'm saying, y'all got these two clowns on the news. One shot an unarmed black man, and Tariq Shepard damn near punched the police commissioner in the face during a press conference. These are the experts that y'all bringing on television. This is insane. This is insane. These are the experts that they're bringing on TV. And I'm looking at these two clowns, and I'm like, these are the experts that y'all. This is all y'all got. Like, come on, man. This is,
but that's the reason why I say that, because and I'm not really taking sides with anyone. I sat and I watched how Louis Molina, when he first got over to correction, he went in there. He was trying to make changes. He was trying to uplift the morale and everything else, but he got none assistance out of that public safety office there. There were times where he needed legal help from the city or from the corporate councils, and he couldn't get it. That was the reason why the public and a lot of other people started attacking him, because he couldn't deliver. He tried to get creative and come up with other ideas of doing things in there to try to get it to work, but he needed help, and he just didn't get the help.
Hey, Damon, I want you to shout out Wade, because he just texted me. He's watching right now. So,
what up, Wade? What up, Wade? Yeah, tomorrow's the day, man. He gets sworn in tomorrow. Wade Hardy, man, my brother, man. He's going to be the public safety commissioner of White Plains. Shout out to my brother.
Well deserved.
We did it, absolutely.
Yeah. Matter of fact, where's my bell at? I gotta ring my bell.
You got a bell? Yes,
my bell.
Yeah. Now Charles trying to buy it.
Y'all got bells. You got handcuffs. Well, I'm a pop a bottle.
I gotta get Wade a double bell.
My man Wade.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Great, man. Yeah, I'll be out there tomorrow, man. I'm coming. I'm definitely coming to check you out, brother. Congratulations, and whatever help you need, we here, man. You know, we definitely here. We got to change the atmosphere. We got to change the culture. We was just talking about it. You know, we can't be like the Adams administration. We just can't do it.
Wade ain't gonna be like
I know Wade ain't gonna be like the Adams administration. But we just can't. We gotta do better, man. We gotta show some examples.
Yeah, but he came from White Plains, so he know that area. So he should do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No. I mean, he left. He retired from White Plains Police, so he's going back home, and and that's the best thing about it, because he knows where the bodies are buried. He knows who is who, right? But see, when you bring somebody back to the police department that came up through the ranks, you know everything about everybody, right? Mm-hmm. And you know how to handle it. I hope that they put good people around him, because we know, we've been there before, and that there's always sabotagers, right? Mm-hmm. There's always haters, you know, that will try to set the commissioner up. I've seen it. We all seen it, right?
Well,
We see it.
and
Right.
also, I just hope the politics don't interrupt.
Exactly. Well, no, well,
him from
listen.
doing positive things.
Well, that's where we come in. You know, when they want to play the politics, see, that's where we come in, because we can say the things that Wade shouldn't be saying.
Yeah, you know, Damon got the portable podiums. We there. He got the portable podium and the bullhorn. We there. Wade, we'll be there. Like, we there.
Exactly. Hands off our public safety commissioner.
Nah, Wade, we're very proud of you, brother.
Yes, absolutely.
You're gonna do
absolutely, brother. Congratulations, man. That's what it's all about, man.
It's good to see another one of us move up like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, next thing we gotta work on Mount Vernon, man. Jesus Christ. Let's pray. Everybody
good luck.
Put their hands in.
Well, come on. We need to move on with this.
All right.
What's the next area? Come on, Damon.
Wade said y'all cracking me up, man. Way back there laughing. We got to move on, man. You know, we definitely got to move on. But I want to get y'all opinion, man. Like we fighting this fights and we talking about Mount Vernon, man. You know, this brother Derek Williams who caught COVID. He caught COVID during the pandemic. He was working ESU. And they told him that it wasn't job related. And from having COVID, he ended up having kidney failure, which is COVID gives organ damage. And he's been out. He ended up coming off payroll, but he was paying his premium on his own. His healthcare premium. So then they gave him a dismissal letter. It was for December 31st. So when the press came out, they pushed it back 6 months like they was doing something. So he's still going to be fired in June, and he's going to lose his healthcare, and he's on dialysis 7 days a week.
Wow.
So literally the city of Mount Vernon has given him a death sentence, you know, and the PBA lawyers is your boy, Steve Isaacs, you know, and we're trying to fight because there were laws that protect first responders when they caught COVID to make sure it was under job injury. Like, I don't really understand.
Yes.
How this happened, you know, and
I was confused. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, but the problem Westchester have, and I picked this up when some other people we know from Mount Vernon got into some issues where they didn't have proper representation. They weren't getting proper how you would say access to what they need. This has been going on for a long period of time. I think somewhere along the line, and I'm hoping and praying, whoever the next mayor is going to be, they take this time to sit down with the unions, hopefully, and sit down and create better policies in dealing with staff and managing staff to make sure all benefits from healthcare to legal representation is in place. I mean, without saying names, come on, we know some people personally, especially you, Damon, where people was attacked and they was trying to be forced out.
Well, my wife. Listen, I keep it 100, bro. I already put it out there already.
I don't want to beat me up.
Nah, man, listen, they did it to my wife. They did it to Officer Bovell. Yeah. They did it to Officer Bovell, and Officer Bovell did the job he was supposed to do in turning in bad cops.
Yep. And
they ended up attacking him. His stress level ended up having cancer, and he passed away.
Yep.
So now you got Officer Williams, and they're literally giving him a death sentence.
The whole system seems to be corrupt. It's not I mean, we can complain all we want, Corey, about New York City policies and representation, and with the unions, we can complain all we want about them, but it's nowhere near as bad as what's happening in Mount Vernon and other parts of Westchester.
Yeah, I mean,
because
I was
it's far and few.
I was flabbergasted to see what's going on with this brother, especially it's almost that's almost a death sentence for somebody to give blood, sweat, and tears and all of these years. If I'm not mistaken, I think he got about 19 years. He served the community, right? For about 19 years. Mm-hmm. And they can't let him go. They can't push him over the edge to retirement.
To let him retire and take his benefits.
I can't believe it. Like, I was thinking about calling the mayor and have her come on Corey's Corner, sweet talker, and then hit her with a couple of hit her with a couple of lefts and rights. Hit her with a couple of right. You know that's my girl. I like her, but damn it, I don't like what's going on with this brother. So I made some phone calls up there. I spoke to a couple of officers up there. So. Yeah. Well, you know, there's some mixed messages coming out of the police department. Mm-hmm. You know, I spoke to some people. They were saying that the job tried everything they could. He didn't want to come to work. I'm like, how the fuck he gonna work? How he gonna work? Y'all want this guy that's doing dialysis 7 days a week to sit on the desk? That's insane. Like, who does that? I know people be on dialysis and they gotta stay home for 3 days. This dude is doing that every single day.
Exactly.
So,
and you expect,
like, I don't know what the hell is going on.
Work. I guess he'll get dialysis at the front desk.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy. Like, why would y'all put somebody that put his life on the line for the citizens of Mount Vernon? And like, I see if the guy had like 7 years or 10 years, you know. He's right there. He's just the end of the road. Y'all don't want to let him retire. This type of guy, he was ESU. For me, he should have a walkout. You know, he should have a walkout at 20 years. Yeah. You know, he got COVID. He's doing dialysis. Walk him out. Line everybody up, man. Show him. It's just one.
Well, see, and this is. But here's the thing I don't understand. So, the whole city. Let's give him 600 employees. Right, so you trying to tell me, and there's probably 6 or 7 that's probably in a similar condition, like long-term illness. Let's just say 10, right?
Right.
Let's just give them 10. That's in a long-term illness thing. You're trying to tell me that human resources didn't realize he was long-term illness and send him the FMLA paperwork? When we had the press conference, according to him, when we went up to HR, that was the first time anybody took him there.
Wow.
So the process of the city, number one, first responders was protected by law, federal law and state law.
Yep.
That if they caught COVID, it was job related. Unless the municipality can prove otherwise. And there's no way you can prove it. Right? He's doing 16 hours almost every day. He's taking sick people out of their house. He was ESU.
Yeah, so during COVID, and all this during the COVID period.
Exactly. So the city made the mistake. And they told him verbally that his COVID wasn't 207C without a hearing. So when they said it wasn't no paperwork, well, you told the man he couldn't get it. You didn't even have a hearing.
No, I think he was set up. It was done purposely to go after him because somewhere along the line they wanted to eliminate him from that job. That's basically.
It's crazy. And municipalities, Mount Vernon received $41 million in ARPA funds. And ARPA funds was supposed to reimburse municipalities and cities for them spending and covering first responders. Part of that money was for covering first responders
during COVID
and long-term illness or whatever, right? So you had the money. You had the law, but you didn't do it, and you want to blame the PBA. Yes, the PBA shows responsibility because they should have knew the laws.
True.
And the
Right.
city should have knew the
They
laws.
definitely left him out there hanging. But that's why I'm telling all the officers that's listening, correction officers, parole officers, probation, you better make sure that you don't depend on these union lawyers. You got to get your own lawyer. You got to get your own lawyer. You can't always depend on these people, or you're gonna have a bunch of gray hair, like silver. You have a bunch of silver hair.
But you know what it is.
You out.
But you know what it is, Corey, with a lot of these young black officers, they don't read. They don't read their collective bargaining agreement. They don't read policies. They don't study state and federal law, what their rights are. Right. When I got the job, the senior officers, the first thing they said, read your contract, know your rights.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Know your policies, know your rights. You understand? Because we're not gonna be babysitting you. You need to know your rights yourself.
Yep. Just in case you get in trouble, you need to know what to write and how to write it.
Exactly. You got these young officers nowadays, they don't even read the contract. They don't even know what their rights are.
Yeah, but I fault some of that on the unions too, because the unions should be embracing these young people coming in, and they should be sitting them down and explaining to them the importance of knowing. Yeah, I mean, we was fortunate probably during our era where we ran into some of those senior people who sat us down and say, "Here, boy, stop, shut up. Listen to me, do as I say, and this is how it's supposed to go. This is exactly how it's supposed to go. I don't care what you say or what they're telling you in the academy, but this is how it is." We was fortunate to have that. But now today, it's not like that anymore. You got the blind leading the blind, and somewhere along the line, the unions should be taking up that responsibility to sit these people down and say, "Listen, here, let me teach you or show you what your rights are and what you are entitled to."
But how did Colin Isaacs not know?
Don't get me lying. Don't get me lying, because I fault that on the union heads for not pushing Colin Isaac to do the right thing.
Right, but how did they not know? Like usually it should have been a legal brief should have been sent. These are the, well, you should know yourself, but also as far as the lawyers, it should have been a legal brief.
What you're saying is correct.
These are the laws that just came down.
But if the union heads is not pushing it, the lawyer is going to do exactly what they're being told to do. If the union heads are not saying it, it don't matter. That's like in your household. You got a bunch of kids there and they running amok. Everybody bouncing off the walls, but only thing dad is doing is sitting there watching the sports on TV. He's not whipping anybody's behind or sitting anybody down or chastising anyone or correcting people running around like they're nuts while the mother, she's going for bread and never come back because the place is off the hook. So the thing is now is that somebody got to step up to take lead and say, you know something, we got to do this correctly. The union heads should have sat the lawyers down and also teach their own members to teach other members on what they should be doing. No one's doing none of that because that's who taught us. The unions didn't come out. The unions didn't come out and teach us anything. Our fellow officers who we worked beside sat us down and say, "Here, boy, let me tell you how this works."
Right.
And you don't have that anymore.
It doesn't make any sense, and the city's going to have to fix it. Because everybody is to blame because they dropped the ball, especially when
everybody gets some of that blame. You're right. Everybody gets some of that blame. Everybody gets some. It's a shame. I'll be honest with you. It'll be a total shame for this young man to die in 6 months if they take all his health coverage away from him. It'll be
man. That's gonna be crazy.
Let me.
I want to. Well, our prayers go out to him, but I want to know. I want to place a bet. How long do we think Tisha's gonna last with Mandami? I'm looking at a staunch Jew, a staunch Jew
I don't
and a
just go
staunch
tomorrow.
Muslim. I'm saying 5. I'm saying 5 months. Her family gave
I
Cuomo
thought you talking about this
$2
James. I'm
million.
sorry.
No,
you talking about
Damon. Don't start with my sister.
Yo,
Don't start with my sister Tish J.
Hell with your sister.
Damon is crazy.
Damon,
Don't
start
hell
with my
with your
sister
sister,
Tish.
man.
Don't
The hell with your sister.
say the whole name. This way here, Damon don't get confused.
Commissioner.
Oh, I thought you talking about this James. Oh, Commissioner Tish. Nah. She going listen. She's going to rock as long as they wanted to rock, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they gave money to keep her in, that's part of politics.
Well,
you know,
he signed that executive order, and the other day they took, she reported right to Eric Adams. He changed the executive order. She got a report to head of public safety, but it's crazy. He did that, and there's no public safety. Who the hell is
not yet?
So she don't even have no boss right now.
I think I know who wants. I can tell you who wants.
He might make my son head of public safety.
No.
Oh man. Oh, if he does that.
If he does that, y'all, if he does that, it won't be a cop left. They be like, we out, bro.
No, let me tell you, my son to be better than Cash Doherty. Shit, at least he got street knowledge. At least he got street knowledge.
But let me tell you who wants
street knowledge and policy knowledge is two different things. Street knowledge and collective bargaining knowledge is two different things.
Oh,
if I was the union president, I'd be like this because I'll rock them and roll them.
But
they got lawyers for that.
But I'm hearing other names too, Corey. I'm hearing what's her name? Laura Kavanaugh, the white woman that used to be the fire commissioner.
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing, she wants the job. And they threw another name out there at me. Some prior people from de Blasio's administration that was looking at the job too also. I hope and pray Rodney gets it. I mean, like I said, based on what his appearance and what I've seen of him, because I really don't know him, he seems to be a good brother to have there and seems to be very intelligent. But I mean, Laura Kavanaugh she's another one who went to the fire department, became commissioner, and couldn't even blow out a match. I'm being honest. Didn't even know how to blow out a match.
That's the one he made fire commissioner?
Yeah, yep. In the very beginning. She couldn't blow out a match.
Who what? No, this one
blow out a match.
Who's the one they made now? That's who you talking about? Who's the one they made fire commissioner?
This is the one before him. Tucker was the last one. He was another one who had no fire experience. Or the closest fire experience he had was playing with fire trucks when he was a young boy.
Playing with the fire trucks.
Playing with the fire trucks. He said it himself.
But they say this one don't have no experience either. The one he just put in there.
Well, she got 40 years in EMS. EMS work. She was chief of department of EMS, which falls under the fire.
But that's
but dang, you gotta understand these
fire, bro.
I think we all.
That's not putting out fires, man.
All agree at. Listen to me. When you at an executive, super executive leadership position, you don't necessarily have to have the background. You need good leaders. Like Tish ain't never been no cop, but she running the police department, right? Listen, if you surround yourself,
that's like somebody said to me, because the person was a manager in another area, in another agency, he'll be good enough to run this particular agency. No, Corey. In that case, you might as well go to Burger King, McDonald's, and get a manager out of there to run the place.
You can. Listen, all I'm saying, at the police commissioner position, they not doing policy. Police commissioner ain't doing no policies. That's chief of department, first step. They're doing that.
So they just
I'm just saying, Damien, and big the NYPD, the police commissioner is a figurehead.
But we talking about the fire department.
But they still understand policy, Corey. they still understand policy. They're giving directions, and the buck stops with the commissioner regardless. They still have to understand policy. Like, that's the problem with some police departments, right? They got these guys, they got these people that's in there, and their chiefs are running amok. And they don't even know what the hell is going on. They don't even know that.
But that's why you gotta have a good team around you.
You gotta surround
yourself.
Yeah, but look at Derek Williams, right? Look at Derek Williams. How not the commissioner know that he was protected? You understand what I'm saying? Because there's not proper, there has to be proper supervising over your chiefs, regardless of the fact. Look, Wade's gonna come in, they ain't gonna pull that on Wade. Because Wade knows all that.
He's well informed, right?
Exactly.
Here, Corey, let me give you a good example. Let me give you a good example. What at least what I was trying to say. When Laura Kavanaugh came in to become fire commissioner, New York for FDNY, she came in fire commissioner. How many of those chiefs refused to take promotions? Some even took demotions. Some even retired because they didn't want to be up underneath her because of the lack of experience. Remember that? I know you remember that.
Yeah, I remember.
So and that speaks volume. That really speaks volume. So the thing is now is that it's just not that way all the time. Now, I could be wrong. This woman that's coming in who was with EMS, and now she's going to be fire commissioner. Who knows? Maybe she might do well, but it's still a hard nut to swallow in the beginning, not knowing that the person doesn't have the experience, because she's going to have to rely on those same chiefs, like Damon just said, that might be running amok.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's basically what it comes down to. I hope it doesn't, and I hope she knows what she's doing, and I hope for the best. Again, it goes back to Mandami giving him the opportunity to hopefully his administration does well.
But it has been chic among the politicians within the last 5 to 10 years to want to put social workers and all these people in charge of police departments and in charge of fire departments and all this crazy stuff, man. You know, like we got a first deputy commissioner. When I started, she was a GED teacher.
Well, you got a commissioner
How does that happen?
in Westchester Correction that was the reverend of the church. Now he's the first deputy commissioner.
Well,
programs.
Well, look, he's overtraining. He was a state trooper, right? And your man got him in there, Charles.
Oh, and, yeah, you say his name.
He got him in there, Mr. Gonzalez, but we got to have people that's related. I mean, you just can't, these political, what hurts law enforcement the most is these political appointees that they're there and they're just trying to please a demographic, or we put the first Latinx female in this position. No, especially when you skip over a qualified Black woman, in that case. And I didn't hear none of these Black women in Westchester County who get at me for going at Tish James offended when they did that to this sister and skipped her over, and she came up the ranks, and she should have been in a deputy commissioner position, right? I didn't hear none of these women marching and getting mad at that, But we have to, we really have to call it for what it is at this time, because our communities are the one that suffer. True. When they put these political appointees in these positions, especially in different law enforcement departments and agencies, and even the fire department.
Listen, you got the Secretary of Defense was a Fox News analyst. You got the Secretary of Education who's a WWF fighter. Like, stop. The FBI director was a Fox News. The FBI director is hold on, but wait, Dave. This guy gets killed in Utah. The FBI director comes out and says, "We got the man," because he saw somebody in cuffs. It wasn't the man. Like,
yo, listen, look. I'm not. I said politics.
Real estate broker, the one that was a real estate lawyer, and they put her as the prosecutor.
Yeah. Listen. I'm not saying the Republicans are any better, but I do know when you have these local municipalities, those affect us the most.
Directly.
Exactly. Yeah. What's going on in the White House, man? You know, I mean,
it is what it is.
Pete Hegseth, all them. Hey, listen, man, they out there doing what they doing. I
hope they stay out there doing what they doing.
Exactly.
And don't come on the local level where we at.
Listen, they look, they out there. Look, Pete Hegseth snatching up presidents.
Yeah, man, he's just crazy.
Snatching up presidents, man.
I just don't want the Secretary of War running up in our neighborhood.
Exactly.
My shit falling apart, man.
Exactly. They can be out in Venezuela, do all that. Don't come to New York.
Just don't come to our neighborhood trying to snatch anybody up.
Exactly.
Because I think they'll crucify us.
Exactly, man. But the whole thing is that we just gotta, man, we just gotta call it what it is. We want quality. Like, I don't understand when they feel that Black people are like, we don't want good public safety. No, we want good public safety in our community. You listen to some of the protest profiteers, I call them, that hate police and do all that. Listen, Black folks in the civil rights movement, the Black Power movement, they fought for us to have these jobs so we could protect our communities.
Mm-hmm.
We know a lot of them, right? And I was saying before, Charles, and hell, back in the day, NYPD was a whole bunch of FOI.
Oh yeah,
it was a whole bunch of FOI. Exactly. So how do we get to the point that we don't feel that we deserve good policing, and then it's like, oh well, you a Black cop, so you must be what? Like you're bugging, and it's like, hold on. It's like I told your man Corey, my son, at a meeting. Mm-hmm. You call the cops racist and go home. I call the cops racist and go to work.
Yeah,
it's a difference.
It's a major difference. It's a major difference.
So don't come at me like I'm like
belly the beast.
Yeah, but it's more,
brother. You got the wrong dude.
Yeah, but it's more than just that. I mean,
he caught a bad one that day. No, they don't let the video out either.
One of the reasons why they come into our neighborhoods is because those elderly Black people call the police too.
Exactly.
They call the police in a heartbeat, especially when they can't get any rest. They scared to come home. They scared to go out of their apartment. People are smoking, using drugs in the hallways and stuff, and they're afraid of their life. So they will call too also. See, and nobody talks about that part because everybody wants to feel safe.
That's right. And but we have to, but we don't have
one thing in common all over the globe, and every community, everyone wants a sense of security and feel safe.
We don't even have anymore. We used to community forums, where law enforcement comes out, the community leaders come out and basically discuss the issues and try to solve it, as a community. How do we, because, we have to be honest. Some of y'all families got badass kids, right? How can we help you with your badass child? How do we give you services? What services do you need? Let's help you with your child before we send him to the county jail, or he ends up getting killed.
And one of the reasons why it's not happening because everybody's become so anti-law enforcement, regardless how much good you or Corey or Dan or anyone else is doing, regardless how much good you may be doing, people are so anti-law enforcement, they don't want to hear us. For some reason, they just don't want to hear us. And the saddest part about it, we've been doing this for how long and for how many years? And putting our lives, our jobs on the line. You know how it feels to have your phone tapped and people are following you around and stuff. I know how that feels.
I think my phone tap now be beeping.
Where they try to take my job from me. I know how that feels.
Exactly.
And when no one else was saying anything, we were the ones out there saying the truth, talking the truth, displaying the truth all the time. But now, because it's so anti-law enforcement, it's just that they don't want to hear from us, or they don't even want to be bothered by us. I mean, you just talked about that when you just talked about your man and you told him.
Right. I keep texting you.
Yeah, so it's that is an issue.
Right. Yeah. And we have to, but you know what? That also comes from the leadership, comes from the political leadership. It comes from the leadership in the law enforcement departments to be out here having conversations and not being afraid to have conversations with the community and tell the community the truth. You know, all that stuff.
They don't want us there, and when we should be part of the conversation.
Well, look at Al Sharpton. How many times that he has these damn National Action Network conferences and have all these other people talking about law enforcement that really give him bad information.
They have no law enforcement experience.
And don't have black law enforcement up there having the conversation. Look, you know, I mean, I be listening, I be like, what are they talking about? You know, and they're giving black people bad information. And if anybody that's National Action Network that's watching the show, y'all be having those conferences, you be talking about law enforcement, and you be having people on the stage that don't know what the damn thing that they're talking about. And they're giving black people bad information.
They be black though.
I mean, black people giving black folks, it's the blind leading the blind. And they wonder why nothing changes. They wonder why nothing changes. They wonder why they still, but see, part of that is that's how you get your money, right? You don't want to solve the problem. You want the problem to keep going. Because if you wanted to solve the problem, you'll have the people in there that lived it, that created the solutions. You know, look at Jimmy Bell. Look at Jimmy Bell. God bless the dead. You know, he was the originator of community policing until they stole it from him. And they never had him on panels. We brought him to Pace University, and they were shocked when he started dropping it. You know, we've done a lot of good things in law enforcement, but if the organizations in the community don't bring us out to have these public conversations to talk about it, the people will never know. The people will never know. The Urban League, what the hell are y'all doing? Y'all not bringing black law enforcement. Now, the Final Call called me, and they said that the Mayor's Association, and I think it's probably Noble, have come to some agreement to work on police reform. I said, that's good. You know, it's a start. You know what I'm saying? It's a start. I have to find the article because they called me like three weeks ago. The Final Call was doing an article on it.
Man,
Yeah, that's Corey's
they
people,
had
Noble.
20.
What happened?
Yeah, they done had the 21st century policing. All of these reform. Every year they got a new reform, and ain't nothing getting reformed.
No, because it's just recommendations, right? Everything has to be on the local level.
Right.
If you want change in your police department, it has to come from your city council. They have to pass laws.
Damn right.
You know, and if they're not passing the laws, it's not going to change. You know, you can't change nothing from the federal level. Federal they can't control your police department. They could come in, but now with Trump administration, they ain't doing nothing. If you get your ass killed, the DOJ ain't coming.
They're not coming. Nah, all those consent decrees, they just a piece of paper right now. All that federal monitoring, all of that's
out the window.
And you know what's sad? What you just said, Corey, is true, because right now there are several decrees that are out there that DOJ literally walked away from now, and their statement was to allow the judges on the local level in those cities and states deal with it. DOJ don't have nothing to do with it no more.
Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon was going to be under consent decree. When Trump got in, they deaded it. Yeah. They deaded it.
Yeah, the FDNY is under the decree right now. And based on last statements that came from the DOJ told them from this point on that the federal judge is going to deal with it on the local level in New York City and not DOJ. They don't want nothing to do with it at all.
Yeah. So the people are on their own. And like I told the people in the NAACP meeting one day, I said, look, if you don't like the way your police departments run, you lobby your mayor, right, to get a new police commissioner. And if the mayor doesn't get a new police commissioner,
you vote him out.
You get a new mayor. It's not rocket science, right? It's not rocket science. You just have to be determined.
Simple math.
Yeah, but it's the damage that happens during that period of time until someone else is elected to replace that person. That's the sad part, because a lot of damage can be done. Look how much damage Trump did this year here alone, just in 1 year. 1 year he invaded not one country, several countries.
He gonna get that oil, baby.
He gonna get
and kidnap a president all in 1 year.
Hey, listen, it ain't over. For people that don't understand what's happening, he is ramping up everything to do what he needs to do before this midterm. Midterm election. Because see, once the midterm hit, if the Republicans lose the House and the Senate, or either one,
they lose the House.
They lose the House.
I don't think they can win it.
No, but it doesn't matter. The issue is now is that he would just create executive orders and he would still do the same. But see,
this time around, what's going to happen is
to make money before he leaves. He
won't be able to move nothing.
He wants
He won't be able to move nothing if he lose one of the house. If he lose the House,
if he lose the House, he's done.
It's going to be impeachments. They're really going to put a lot of halt to his stuff.
But how long that just drags out? And Trump is the type of person who don't care, and he's still going to do what he's going to do because he's determined. He's determined to have Trump Company, LLC, whatever Trump it is, to make money before he leaves. He didn't make any money last time around, but he's going to make some money this time.
No, they're already done.
Well, listen, brothers. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. I love y'all, brothers.
We out, man. We gonna end it up, man.
I gotta get out.
Yeah, I want to thank both of y'all for coming on the show, man.
I guess this was a comedy show tonight.
This was a good one, man. I want to thank everybody.
Make sure the listeners go to Corey's Corner on YouTube. Check out Corey's Corner. I'm dropping a new video tomorrow with Clive Vernell, Assemblyman Clive Vernell.
Yep.
Oh, all
Make
right,
sure
all
you
right.
go to
So
Corey
Damon,
Corner.
when you
Corner
going
on
on?
YouTube.
When Damon's going on?
Yeah, we gonna after
Corner.
that. We gonna set it up.
Black History,
Anything after
February.
February. Yep.
February.
We gonna make it
Yeah.
happen. We gonna make it happen,
I
man.
guess you say, I guess you
Blacktastic.
saving me
That's
for
gonna
last,
be my
huh?
Blacktastic show.
Yes, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you saving me for last, huh?
Yeah, we gonna rock and roll. We gonna rock and roll. Yo, I want to thank y'all brothers from coming on, man. I want to thank everybody that's watching. It's the people. It's the Black Westchester Publishers Desk every Monday at 8:00. We're on here, whether it's live or pre-recorded, but we're here every Monday. So go to blackwestchester.com for the news with the black point of view. And everybody have a great night, man. Have a black-tastic night, and see everybody later.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, man.
It was
It's Valentine's
fun, man. I
Day.
appreciate
Make it sweet
that.
with
All
Cupcake
right,
Cutie
later.
Boutique. They're serving fresh, hand-dipped chocolate-covered strawberries, perfect for date night, gifts, or a treat for yourself. For a limited time, order through DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Grubhub, and get 20% off our chocolate-covered strawberries. Love should taste this good. But don't wait, this Valentine's Day deal won't last long. On Wednesday, January 28th, at Mount Vernon, New York City Hall, law enforcement and the community are coming together at Mount Vernon City Hall to stand with Officer Derek Williams, a 19-year police veteran battling kidney failure after contracting COVID while protecting the city. A press conference begins at 6:30 p.m., followed by the city council meeting at 7 p.m. Join us to demand that Mount Vernon follow state and federal laws protecting officers who contracted COVID-19 during the pandemic. Call 914-665-2300 to sign up to speak, in person or via Zoom. Silence protects failure. President demands accountability. Are you ready to put your brand in front of the people who matter? Black Westchester Magazine is your platform. With over 90,000 monthly website readers and more than 250,000 YouTube viewers every month, we give your business unmatched exposure. From email blasts straight to our subscribers, to video commercials, website promotions, and targeted campaign, we've got the tools to help you connect, engage, and grow. Whether you're a local business, a national brand, a rising entrepreneur, or just promoting an upcoming event, Black Westchester is where culture, community, and commerce meet. Contact us today or scan the QR code and start building with us. Don't just advertise, be part of the movement, be part of Black Westchester, be Blacktastic.
Tired of the same emotional politics that lead nowhere? Emotional Politics, Logical Failure by Damon K. Jones is the book Black America needs right now. It exposes the lies, challenges the gatekeepers, and calls for real strategy, not just symbolism. Power starts with truth. On sale, now, and available in audiobook on Amazon.
Tolerance is for Cowards by Damon K. Jones. This book is not anti-police, it's pro-community. Discover how the extended policing strategy empowers you to demand real public safety, justice, and accountability from your local police department. Because the Black community deserves good policing. On sale now on Amazon and Audible. Discover Jesus and Divine Black Masculinity by Damon K. Jones. This a bold blueprint to restore faith, manhood, and purpose in Black America. Because the Black community needs good Black men. Available now on Amazon. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others who need to hear the truth. And for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes access, join the Black Westchester Magazine YouTube membership club today. Your support helps us keep independent Black media strong.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.